Who would like to start? Mr. Barnes, why does Sam aggravate you?
15 seconds to drop. So what's our plan? Hey. Great.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Nerd Soup. I am Beau Oliver, joined here today with Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey, and Teddy, and we are back here to begin to review Falcon and the Winter Soldier, new Disney Plus show from Marvel. Look at that, already on show number 2.
Wasted no time. Got that little week off,
Very efficient.
regenerate, refocus, and hit us with Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes,
I'm
I'm
keep saying
disappointed
Captain
that there's
and
no
Winter Soldier.
Steppenwolf, no Batman in this, no Superman black suit.
What, you want the Snyder Cut now on this?
It was rough going from Snyder Cut to this. I'll tell you, it's not usually the case when it comes to DC and Marvel, but I was coming off of my...
Snyder Cut got you wanting to see more of the Batman-Superman duo.
Well, I think it's more of a case of Snyder Cut was better,
Only one episode in.
They won round
Right.
one with Batman v Superman. I know, obviously. I'm not here to say the show's a failure. But
It sounds like
It
you're
sounded like
saying
you were going that way.
this first weekend, they lost the old Marvel versus DC battle.
Let him get one.
It wasn't bad. This was this show is what we would have expected to start off with. Action-packed to start. This show didn't end up being the most dramatic or brain-busting like Wanda was. But this was, what's the word? This was
Familiar?
Solid.
familiar is a better word, yeah, to what we expect from Marvel.
Yeah. I mean, nice little...
I won that one.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's going to compare WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier because they're the only two shows on Disney Plus from Marvel that we have so far. But, I mean, if WandaVision just starting off the way it did, so different and unique, it's built intrigue right away. This is more of your classical setup episode, what you would
Right.
expect from pretty much any television show. So kind of reintroduce the characters, see where they're at after Endgame, and kind of set the foundation for the story to come. And I think they succeeded at that.
Bucky got screwed.
Well, at least
Falcon gets the $10 million budget opening, and Bucky goes to therapy.
I mean, that's a good thing. If we learned anything from WandaVision is that these heroes need therapy.
That's
He's not the
true.
most willing
Yes, it is.
participant, but he's on the right track.
I thought the Bucky stuff was way more interesting than the Sam Wilson stuff. And it is the first episode, and that's what it has to be the foundation for your season. You're just kind of putting all the pieces in their right places. But I thought the Bucky stuff was way more interesting, actually. I mean, the action sequence, the director, Carrie Scoglin, said that she wanted to create an action sequence that felt exhausting. And I didn't really get that from this. It looked cool.
Wait, you're saying
Flying
that,
squirrel suit.
Wait, you're
Flying
saying
squirrel
she
suit.
said she wanted it to feel like it was exhausting to watch because it kind of was to start.
An exhausting experience that you come out of it like having to catch your breath because of what Falcon had to go through.
I won't say that happened for me. I'd say that was like this was kind of dragging on.
Yeah, that's exactly where, that's my point. I didn't get that feeling. I don't think that she accomplished it. It's a fine action sequence, and it looks great. You're seeing the budget here. 6 episodes, and we've complained about the shorter runtimes for their previous shows, but like I said, I just enjoyed the Bucky stuff. That was way more interesting.
It was a lot more captivating. Like when Winter Soldier came in, I was like, oh, no way, we're getting Captain Winter Soldier, like Bucky. And then it was just a flashback from his Hydra days. But
Right, it's a flashback that really just comes out of nowhere. Nothing
Yeah.
really changes with the way the show looks, so you can't really tell until you see the arm, and then you realize, okay, this is a look back on his days as an assassin, and the way that all of these deaths stick with him, it's just haunting.
Especially in the place he's in. We see Sam. He has family. He has his nephews and his sister, and he has a support system. Where Bucky, like he even mentions that all he had was that time in Wakanda to kind of relax and have some peace. But other than that, it's just been constant chaos for him. And this is the first time that he really has nothing to do. And he's free to do what he wants, but he's still stuck in his own, I guess, depressive state where he really has nobody. And especially dealing with all the stuff he had to do while he wasn't Winter Soldier, it's just put him in this dark place.
I like where they're going, though, with Sam, how Sam doesn't want to take up the mantle, but it's kind of the same premise that Cap had. Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers wasn't chosen.
Did you clarify Steve Rogers ex Cap because you didn't want him confused with the fucking nerd at the end
new
of
guy,
the
yeah.
nerd at the end of the episode?
Bitch Stewie. No, but it's the same route they were going with Steve Rogers, where he didn't choose this. Like, they picked him because of his personality and who he was. Sam doesn't want to be Cap. He didn't want anyone to be Cap. He just wants to, like, move on.
Probably my favorite scene of the episode is the scene that he shares with Rhodey. And what I appreciated about that scene is it felt like an older brother who understands the situation that Sam is, giving him advice, not really pushing him in any direction, trying to get into his mindset. And like you said, Sam, like Captain America, natural leader, put in these positions, but they don't really go and seek them. The idea that he doesn't want to take up the mantle, so he just gives the shield to a museum, was kind of silly. I don't know if Cap is dead. Is he dead? It looks like he could still be alive, that he could still be out there.
It's not confirmed that he's dead.
No, and I guess that was just a rumor, the title being Rest in Peace Cap.
Yeah,
all of that setup to me was...
New World Order, I think it was called?
Like, seeing the new Cap at the end, obviously all the memes have been very funny, but it kind of comes out of nowhere. And I guess we'll get more into what the government was thinking in these next few episodes, their plans to have this John Walker take up the mantle. But I kind of wanted to see more of that. I wanted to see more interaction between Sam and whoever's in power in this moment. Who's backing this new Captain America? Is it a new SHIELD, or is it just the government? Just the CIA? Who is he working for? Because Sam seems to be working for the Air Force.
I'm thinking it's going to be the government is, like, America is trying to, not trying to unite anyone, but just to show that they got things in order. Like, they want to, I think we're going to see like kind of like The Boys, where social media is going to play a role, and they're going to try and put this guy, John Walker, into situations where he wins, and it's like, look at us, like, we're capable again. We did it again.
Right, like a marketing campaign behind this new guy, and it's the Cap that they've always wanted.
Exactly,
the Cap that they can
from
control.
the first Captain America.
Well, the first movie, they use him as a propaganda piece instead of an actual soldier. But I did find interesting is more of the insight into the world after the blip, right? Because WandaVision, we had mostly stuck within her own world that she created, but now we get a look at the greater outside world. That there are some people who agree with Thanos, that like the blip and think that was beneficial for society. They talked about how wanting to return to no borders and a united world. So you assume that during the blip, the world kind of came together to support each other during these troubling times.
Yeah, that group is called the Flag Smashers. So their ideology, just their name alone, you know that they're going to
take down America, yeah.
Well, yeah,
or
there's going to be
countries.
Some commentary here like there was in The Boys Season 2 about our contemporary politics, and I think that makes sense. You even saw Rhodey talking about how everyone was saved by Iron Man, but the world is still not okay. There are still people dealing, and of course it makes sense. There are billions still dealing with the trauma that Thanos inflicted on this world, and they foreshadow the need for a symbol. Obviously, we think that Falcon eventually will become that symbol, but yeah, he may need some push. That may be the perfect push, the response to the blip, and this new threat arising from that.
It's Zemo, right? Can we assume that?
Well, his Connect, what was the name of his Connect? Torres is attacked by those superpowered goons, those mass goons. So we think those are the Flag. Were they confirmed to be the Flag Smashers? I mean, that's who he was investigating.
Yeah, it was.
Right. Yeah. So I would think that Zemo seems like a character that, like, he doesn't believe in this ideology, but he'll use it to manipulate people.
Right.
So that seems like right up his alley.
And his name is in Bucky's book, so.
Okay. Yeah. Right. That's people made that contrast with Steve's book and Bucky's book. Steve is all pop culture shit, and Bucky's just taking down names. Right. But going back to that, the relationship that he has with the man in Brooklyn. Having killed his son, and how he feels this kind of responsibility towards him to visit him, to comfort him, because this man just doesn't know what happened. And I thought for a moment he was going to confess. And that's, getting to the truth of what Bucky's dealing with is, you can imagine why he wants to keep it buried.
Yeah. But seeing these flashbacks do bring sight to why he is how he is, and what the hell he went through, and why it's so traumatizing to him.
He's a great actor too, Sebastian Stan. He's done a really good job of portraying this lost man.
Yeah, like that little the flashback to him doing his amends was a funny scene.
Yeah,
I thought so too. It's interesting.
That was very well done.
And it seems like he's trying to run away from his past and who he is as a person, because he doesn't mention that he is who he is to the woman he dates. Teddy probably would have been, I'm the Winter Soldier. See my arm? Vibranium.
Plopping that.
Got it from T'Challa. The Black Panther? Yeah, he gave me this arm. Oh, Cap, best friend. Here, come look at I have a little place in the museum over here. Why don't we go there for my first date?
I wonder how much that therapist knows. She said she was a soldier.
Yeah, she seems to be employed by the government to kind of like a pseudo parole officer.
Yeah.
To make sure that he's in line and is doing everything okay as part of his pardon.
We're gonna get like a Tony Soprano with his therapist. More scenes like that.
Well, they had some scenes in the trailer where both of them were in therapy.
Yeah.
So that should be funny.
Do you have any guesses on why they're not together? Because they weren't together the whole episode, and I thought that was pretty odd.
I think it's going to be something where I think we do get Zemo and Falcon's mission to get him, and he needs help.
Yeah, their paths are going to cross.
Yeah.
Bucky's going to be on Zemo's trail, and then Falcon and his people in the Air Force are going to realize that Zemo's behind the Flag Smashers. It's going to be one of those. I mean, a lot of people brought this up. They don't really have a prior relationship. I mean, most of their screen time comes from Civil War and the brief time together that they had in Infinity War. But other than that, it's just Cap is the connection there.
I wonder,
I
wonder if Bucky.
He's the Seinfeld.
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
the Seinfeld, and there you got George and Elaine.
Yeah,
All
they
three
never
can
hang
work
out.
together, but when they hang out together, it's awkward.
They don't make plans together.
I wonder if Bucky got salty that he didn't get the shield.
No way.
You don't think so? Because I don't know. I think Bucky and Cap's relationship was a little stronger than Sam's and Cap's.
I think
I don't
Bucky
think
knows.
Bucky wanted that.
Yeah, he knows he's not Captain America. Like,
Right. And Bucky's problems
he's a
right
terrorist
now,
for 50 years.
It wasn't his fault though.
It's interesting because Bucky's got all these problems internally, and Falcon has to deal with the responsibility of being a symbol. It's just not something that I can see Bucky wanting, or the world wanting.
Yeah.
You know, he's a hero that's, if he does
Behind
eventually,
closed doors.
right? Yeah, if he gets to work full time, then he's going to be a stealth guy. He's not
Yeah.
going to be up front.
Bucky in accounting
Hey, man,
keeps breaking typewriters with his arm.
just get a nice desk job at Vendor's headquarters.
Mr. Incredible in the cubicle.
Talking about Mr. Incredible in the cubicle, denying insurance. What about in this episode?
Oh, are you kidding me? How do you
When
not
Falcon doesn't get the loan.
messed up, man? I thought he had that secured.
Yeah, and everyone was making jokes about Tony Stark and S.H.I.E.L.D. not paying the Avengers.
That's true too.
That was very funny.
You feel bad for them though. I mean, the Falcon's struggling. I mean, he's struggling to make ends meet, and he's this big hero.
Well,
You
the
wouldn't think
commentary
that.
there, too, of America not taking care of its veterans,
Yeah, man.
especially its veterans of color. When he says, listen, you're a hero, but I can't do you this favor. It's
I think they came out and said that they were going to tackle being a black man in America.
Yeah, I mean, naturally they would, right? You
Yeah.
can't shy away from that. Especially, I mean, what was it, a few days ago, we got news about a black Superman and people were up in arms.
Yeah.
That is realistic. That an African-American man taking up this mantle, that he would have different challenges from whoever this guy is, John Walker.
What if he's just like the nicest guy? He's just
I
the
don't
perfect
care,
for the
man.
role.
I hated his face. I wanted to punch his face. When I
Yeah,
saw
me
it.
too.
Yeah, that actor just already knows people online are going to message him, be like, I
He's
hate
done,
you.
dude.
People shouldn't do that. It's very fucked up. But, yeah, I mean, Falcon, like we said, he goes back home to Louisiana. He goes to his sister, and she wants to sell the boat. She wants to give up on her family's business, on their fishing business, and he doesn't want to. He's kind of adamant that they'll go to every bank and get this loan, and it's kind of reality setting in, this reality for now, that he is a civilian, that the superhero name, the superhero fame only goes so far.
Right. And I think
Maybe just for him. Maybe it's not like that for other heroes, but in Falcon's situation, yeah.
and Peter Parker too. He's always poor.
Right.
I was thinking, like, how did they just get jobs?
This man really is always poor. He's always living in like a shitty apartment.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Bucky, like, how does he apply to work at like anything? He can't. He's just a soldier, and I think that's obviously going to come up later on in the season. And also with like the miniseries type platform for these characters, you can dive into a lot of things that they would never dive into in a movie or a team up movie, like Falcon's struggles in his everyday civilian life, like Bucky's struggles in his everyday civilian life. So getting deeper characterization with these two, I think, is going to be a big help for them, especially moving forward in
It
the
sets
universe.
up in the movies and makes the movies in the future mean a lot more when you get this deep characterizations.
See, even the cliffhanger for this episode left me kind of frustrated because I wanted to see that reaction. I wanted to get inside Sam's head. What is he thinking? What does he know? What doesn't he know? Who does he go and talk to after this? We all knew that was coming, that they were setting up this new fake Captain America.
Yeah.
But it kind of just happens. His sister walks in the room and says, "You got to see this. Turn on the TV." And then this, for the series, this world-changing event just happens on television. There's a new Cap.
You just got to beat the shit out of him live on TV.
But
That's
the thing.
Killmonger, like, this is your new Cap? Come on.
Yeah.
Right.
Is this new Cap, was he experimented on in the comics, or is he just a figure?
Well, I know he's based on a character, U.S. agent. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
any of the powers. I don't know any of the stories that they could be referencing here. And I'm excited to get into those politics.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't shy away from them.
Dude,
It is interesting too, because before this, I guess you could say Rhodey for the most part, but he's also very with the Avengers. This would be like the first time the government has their own kind of sleeper cell or their own agenda within one of the, I guess, superheroes, or their attempt to get into that world.
Yeah, all the big dogs are gone, right? Tony Stark's not there, so his influence is gone. Captain America's influence is gone. It does really just leave the government to make these decisions on who's a superhero and who's not, especially with the Sokovia Accords. So getting into all of that is interesting. And, you know, like I said, Rhodey talks about Sam taking up the mantle. Maybe this is where Sam becomes that influential figure in this Marvel Cinematic Universe that calls the shots, that dictates how things are run. This is setting up how the future Avengers movies possibly, how these things are going to work in this world. It is for him to sit there and watch that. It's a gut punch, man. It's disrespectful. That's the thing we should talk about, how disrespectful it is to do this to Sam Wilson.
Yeah, and Cap too.
A world famous hero. Yeah, and Cap, when it was Cap's.
It's his mantle to pass.
Right.
And he passed it to Sam.
You did feel that with Anthony Mackie's performance right there. How like shitty he felt.
Yeah.
Knowing that you gave up that shield and for someone else to just take it.
Well, you guys have obviously seen all the Anthony Mackie memes, right, on the internet?
Yeah.
He is a very charismatic actor, man. And he captures a lot of what Chris Evans captured with the Captain America character, the Boy Scout vibes, but still cool.
Yeah.
Still very confident in who he is.
So they make no money off of merchandise?
It's like the NCAA, man. They're not allowed to sign any jerseys of theirs.
Damn.
Just has the jersey number, no names.
I'll tell you what, seeing Chris Evans again, like all on posters again, but not seeing him in the movie or in the show really hurt. I do miss him.
Yeah, you really realize
it's different without him.
Take it for granted how good some of these actors were as these characters and how iconic they became. It is interesting.
I feel like I'm in that world and that he really is gone.
Right. The characters not making any money from being superheroes. It's like the writers who created all these characters for years and watched the studios and other companies made billions. Stan Lee, I mean, he's got to be. Everyone calls him the comic book Disney, right? Mm-hmm. Disney made everything he could off of his creations. Stan Lee was just working for somebody else, So there's your meta commentary.
These guys that made up these characters, like they don't really have rights to their characters.
If you're working for a company, the company owns the character. Stan Lee at the time, I'm pretty sure he didn't realize how popular all these characters were going to be. Yeah, George St. Pierre, right? That's his name, the fighter. He returns as Batroc. Didn't really do much, but he was kicking.
Yeah,
they just kicking around in that plane.
Yeah, they just really set the story up. They didn't really delve too deep into that.
Well, it's funny. I mean, that's how Captain America Winter Soldier started, with that character, and this is kind of how this starts. So
right,
nice little parallel there.
Yeah, nice little propaganda piece for the U.S. military.
I gotta see more Winter Soldier. He is badass, dude. That mask.
Oh, you want to see more of the flashbacks?
Yeah, I want to see more of him being Winter Soldier.
Well, I think that scene was so well done because it feels like he knows what he's doing in that moment, and he doesn't want to. And you're wondering if he's going to spare him, and he doesn't.
No. And they brought back that score from the Captain America movie, too, which I appreciated. And, yeah, like you said, it wasn't like the most thrilling episode, most intriguing, but I still think it's a solid foundation. And it kind of, there's a lot of room to build upon these characters from where you set them up with this episode.
I think out of the 3 shows that we've seen from Disney Plus, 3 live action, this is the weakest first episode between Mando, WandaVision, and this. Just a little bland for me.
Yeah.
I mean, if it gets better from here, it's 8s, 9s, 10 out of 10s for the next 5 episodes, and can't really complain about an average start.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. With an average start, and like you said, there's definitely room to grow. I think the show could potentially be another solid piece. Yeah,
another solid piece of the Marvel puzzle.
Yep.
Good, they need it.
Right, yeah, because they've had, Snyder's on their ass.
On your left.
The Snyderverse, yeah. He's coming.
He's creeping, dude.
Yeah, so like we all said, it's a foundation, and we're going to have to wait and see. Only 6 episodes, so it is going to be like a 5 to 6 hour movie. And I think, yeah, we're all excited.
Teddy's getting ready to watch 6 hours of Falcon and Winter Soldier. First Teddy watching 4 hours of a Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I'll tell you what WandaVision did that's like pissing me off is that they're going to do all like weekly releases because of how much Discord WandaVision got. There's zero chance we get a full drop.
Oh, well,
there already
sure.
is a
It's
zero
never
because they
gonna
didn't
happen.
It'll
full
never
drop
happen.
it.
Yeah, they're never. What do you think they're gonna just change course mid-season? Just
No,
drop
no,
the
no.
full thing?
Even for upcoming shows.
Oh yeah, forever.
Like it'll never be a full drop.
Well, same thing with WandaVision. Shit from this was trending all weekend.
Yeah.
Fucking kick that guy in the throat.
Good for Disney. All right, we'll be back next week to talk about Captain Falcon. Well, would you look at that? It's finally over. Hey guys, Beau Oliver here for one final send-off. Now, before I beg you guys to like and share this video, I'd like to thank our very special Patreon pledgers. We are very proud of the community we've been able to build here at NerdSoup, and it would not have been possible without our Patreon supporters. You guys are the true MVPs of this channel. Everything I've said, you keep the fridge full, you keep the lights on. There aren't enough words to thank you guys, but we'll do it anyway. Thank you. And we have a few videos coming up that have been suggested to us by Patreon pledgers. My Hero Academia, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Full Metal Alchemist will be reviewed by Marissa, and yours truly, and Castlevania, which will be reviewed by Marissa and Aaron. And if you'd like to consider donating to our Patreon page, you can visit patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out some of the rewards we offer to our listeners. And really, we'd like to thank everyone who takes the time out of their day to watch our videos. Patreon pledger or not, your support is what keeps us motivated to keep giving the world our opinions on movies and TV shows and video games and pop culture, even though no one asked for it. We're still here, we're still yapping, and we hope you continue to join us. I'm Beau Oliver, and I support this message.